Hi, I'm Debbie and welcome to Vintage Food Farm. Today we are going to make a video about my favourite thing in the world at the moment, and that is feeding our poultry. We have chickens and guinea fowl, and the main focus when we're thinking about what we want to feed our poultry is maximum nutrition for minimum cost. The other thing that we need to take into consideration with backyard chickens is ease of care. So it needs to be doable, it needs to be easy, it needs to not be a chore. And some days when you don't feel like doing it, you need a backup of some commercial food. So I'll give you a quick tour of this area. This is the small chicken run. So we have the coop, the main coop, which has all of the shelves with the black mats on them so that they can roost at night, and then I just hose off those mats each morning and put them back in clean. There's some of the girls in there laying. There's some of the eggs that I got out this morning. They're having a drink of nice cold fresh water. Hello, Mr. Guinea. You can see that it's just a small run. And then over here, Miss Vanilla, you are so loud. What's the matter? So in here, this door is lockable so that we can keep all the snakes out, pythons out. And then here, we have everything that the chickens need on a day-to-day basis. So we have their good quality commercial feed. That's a 19% protein chicken crumble from a local producer. We have sunflower seeds, which I'll show you a bit later. We have some game bird starter mix, which is what we use for the guinea keats. We've got some diatomaceous earth. We have some, there's the diatomaceous earth. We have some grit. We have some oats. There's some sunflower seeds ready to go for later. So even though we're trying to feed our chickens for as little cost as possible, we still do buy one bag of premium commercial chicken crumble each month. So it's $35 for a bag, and we get, say, 14 or more eggs a day. So it still works out very economical. And basically, it just gives me the peace of mind that they've got what they need if they need it. But they spend most of their time out free ranging. And really, the only reason that I need to feed them anything else is because I want super eggs. So this is their feeder, which makes it really easy. We just fill it up with the chicken crumble, and it all falls down there. So it keeps it off the ground as much as possible. And also the chickens can't kick in it and mess it all around, in theory. So basically, chickens need a few things in their diet. They need protein, and they don't need massive amounts of protein. So, 16, 19, 21% protein. They need calcium, because every day they're producing an egg with a shell which takes a lot of calcium. Also, the muscles that it takes to push the eggs out require calcium to be really strong. They also need fruits and vegetables, which makes the eggs really tasty, and that's what they get a lot of here. And then carbs. Okay, so now I'm going to show you everything that we feed our chickens. So first is the commercial crumble. So basically, this is the commercial Crumble. It's a balanced diet, so if you had chickens in a small backyard where they couldn't free range, you could just feed them on this and make sure that they get some fruits and vegetables and some lettuce and stuff. You can see they love it. Thank you guys, that's enough, that's enough. So the next thing that we give our chickens is when we use their eggs in the kitchen, we save the shells and we put them in the microwave for 2 minutes so that they are cooked and they don't smell or taste like raw eggs, because we don't want them to get a taste for their eggs. And then we just crush it up with the mortar or the pestle, one of them, I don't know which one it is. Just give it a little crush. Turn it into just the small little bits of eggshell. And then I just chuck that on the ground and they pick it up as they want it and eat it. The other thing that chickens love to eat is corn on the cob. And we grow corn in our vegetable garden. This is not from our garden. We actually got this on the side of the road. But you can see how much they love to eat corn. Come here, kid. They will do anything to get their hands on a corn cob. Do you want some corn, chickens? Hey, do you want some corn? You can see they absolutely love corn. There. So the other thing that you can give chickens, and some people are a bit funny about this, but chickens have eaten kitchen scraps since the beginning of time. So any sorts of bits of old bread they love. Not too much, but as a treat. So chickens love this, and this is a boiled egg. So it doesn't smell or taste like an egg that's freshly laid, because we wouldn't want them to get a taste for it. But watch this, if I crack a boiled egg open, so if you have excess eggs, you can easily boil them up and feed them to the chickens, shell and all. So they get the protein and they get the calcium from the shell. Another thing that chickens really love to eat, and is really good for their eggs, and it makes the shell really strong and shiny, is sunflower seeds. Now, what we do is we don't just buy and feed them sunflower seeds. We buy the seeds, we plant probably half of them in the garden, so that when it's sunflower season, we feed the chickens whole sunflower heads. And I'll show you that in a video when they're grown. We did that last year and they love it. But these, and then I'll just chuck some in the garden beds as well. And that way when the flowers come up, every one of these sunflower seeds will produce 1 or 2 or even 3 sunflowers for them. Beautiful sunflower seeds. Another thing that chickens like to eat, just as a treat again, they don't get too much of this, but I thought I'd just show you, is oats. Just the really cheap rolled oats from the supermarket. And that's a great treat. And what this is good for is if there's some sort of predator out on the block or something and they hear me rattle the plastic bag from the oats, they all come running straight away. So that's a really good safety thing to be able to get them in really quickly. The other thing that chickens need available to them is because they don't have teeth, they can't chew their food, it all grinds up mechanically in their gizzard. So they need to have access to small rocks or stones or this stuff, which is shell grit. Our chickens have got so many rocks and stones out there that they hardly touch this, but I still make sure that there's a small container of it available in the coop if they want it. And because it's shell grit, it also has a bit of added calcium, so that helps as well. This is another fantastic thing that the chickens eat, and that is starfruit. So you can see we've got the massive starfruit tree in the chicken coop, and you can see all the starfruit on it. And then if you look at the ground, covered in starfruit. And the chickens and the guinea fowl both love them. The other thing that chickens really love to eat in the chicken run is the starfruit leaves. And you can see how much there is. So you just cut off a bit, chuck it on the ground, and they will eat it. Hello, little silver Sussex. Hello, little grandma. Hello, little grandma. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to grab a basket and we're going to go into the vegetable garden and I'll pick a few vegetables to feed the chickens. So the first thing we're going to pick them is some tree lettuce. This is all the most amazing tree lettuce. You cannot imagine how quickly this stuff grows and how much food it provides for us and for the chickens. And you can see why they call it a tree lettuce. So I'm going to grab some. This grows quicker than we can eat it. The next thing we'll get is a few sweet potato leaves. Pop them in the basket. The other thing that chickens absolutely love to eat is papaya, and they'll eat the skin, the flesh, and the seeds. You can see there's a couple of papaya ready to pick. This is the spinach that I don't know what it is, so if anybody does know, let me know. Love to eat cherry tomatoes, so I'll grab them some of them. It is incredible, and the chickens eat this too, so I will get some Tongan spinach for the chickens. But I could just break off a whole big branch of this, doesn't need to be little bits, and they would just get stuck into it. You can see here we have another papaya tree, tons of papayas growing all over the block. Just some little baby ones, and there's the flowers coming out. So if they get pollinated, they'll become even more papaya. We'll have higher papaya. So you can see just in a couple of seconds we've got a massive amount of food for the chickens. So before we had chickens, I did a lot of research on what you could feed them in the tropics, and a lot of the information came out of India and Pakistan. And there was one video I saw from Pakistan where they add marigold extract to their commercial food to make the yolks more yellow. So I did a bit of research on that, and I found out that marigolds are really good for your chickens. So I've grown a heap of marigolds and I feed them to the chickens. So all of these, just pick the tops off, pick the flowers off. I don't particularly like the smell of marigolds, but the chickens love them. So this is everything that we got from the garden, and you can see how much, it's just limitless how much is in there for the chickens to eat. But I'll start off with the marigolds, and I'll feed them all of this at once, and then I'll show you how much they like watermelon. So the next thing I'm going to show you that chickens love is watermelon. Now, we did not grow this watermelon. We actually got it at a farm on the side of the road. They have little farm stalls where you can buy really cheap fruit and veg, but they absolutely love watermelon. So the last thing I'm going to show you today is a banana leaf. So I'll just go and grab one. I'll just get a baby one. I'm going to have forgotten half the stuff because I've just seen something else that the chickens like to eat, and that is pumpkin. So with the banana leaves, just chop off the leaves. The stem is the main part that they need cut up. The bigger chickens can eat it. The little baby guinea can't, so I just chop this up, and I actually don't mind doing it. It's a really great way for your chickens to get to like you because you're spending time with them and chopping up their food for them. Like sometimes I will just sit down on this chair . They're making liars of me, but it's because they've eaten so much. But if they hadn't eaten so much, they would all be gathering around and having so much fun. So this is what I call staying calm on the farm. Total chicken peace. Peace and harmony. So that brings to an end our video on feeding chickens in the beautiful tropics of Far North Queensland, Australia. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed making it for you. If you feel like it, like and subscribe, but most importantly, stay calm in the farm.